Alright, so where do I start with this? I guess a good place to be is, well, Valve is actually doing something, so there's that. But why did this all start is what baffles me. Because TF2, for a long time, has been a really good game. Like, seriously good. In 2007, it was like one of the best that Valve had ever released. And then after that, a couple updates, and they just let it rot. And there's a reason why Valve has been basically doing nothing. In a company standpoint, if a game like TF2 is getting like 80,000 people a fucking day, for example, then the company sees that game as doing good. So what's their need to change it, right? And that's why Valve has basically been doing nothing. They're seeing so many quote unquote players in the game that they think it's doing good, when really a lot of those players are actually bots that are just like hosted on Little Timmy's laptop from 2002, right? And they're now doing something about it because they've been given the evidence. There's videos, pictures, and even the police have some action in this, because from what I've been seeing recently, especially on places such as YouTube or any other online like platform that I have access to at least, these bot hosters are not only, ruining a game, but they're ruining their lives and the lives of other people. And what I mean by that is felony offenses. Now, felony. That just generally means breaking the law, right? It's doing something wrong against the government. But really, they're doing more than just going against the government. They're literally targeting people of all ages. Not only scams, but predatory acts against young players. And when I mean young players, I mean below the age of 10. Like single digits. Now, why they're doing this is because a lot of those hosters either hate the game, there's like unreasonable hate for it, or they're terrible at it. They don't know how to get good at the game or control themselves in a sense. But what really confuses me is that now the community is celebrating because Valve banned over supposedly 20,000 bots. Now that's a lot, yes, but that's only part of the problem that still exists. There's like, yeah, a lot of players, but there's also still like a mass amount of bots left. So far, what I've read is that Valve has updated VAC to actually detect fake accounts, which is people who are, hosting a script that plays for them. That way they can have like multiple computers playing the same game and like ruin it. It's all the same code that's connected and they don't shoot each other, whether on the same team or not. And this has been going on for a long while. Like, I'm sure a lot of you, well, some of you maybe, who are viewing this video have played TF2 for over probably thousands and thousands of hours. Meanwhile, a lot of us new players over here are sitting with a couple hundred and we're like, yeah, this game sucks. Or we end up becoming the problem. Things like that. Now, the only reason that Valve has acted is because they have the evidence, yes, but what they are really after is just making money so they can develop hardware, because they're done doing games. They're tired of it. They want to do something new. Because companies have been making games and digital products, software, for over nearly 30 years now, and they haven't made much hardware to go with those games. Take Half-Life Alyx, for example. They've made a really foundational VR set for it, and what a better way to have a VR set than have a game for it, right? And that generates money. But what if it doesn't attract people? What do? Do you go back to your old games and do something there, or do you just, give them a message, hey, we hear you, and then do nothing? Now, I know that sounded pretty stupid, but my point is they're big money with like billions of dollars, and they don't care because they have all the quote unquote power. But they have to start caring when they don't get money, right? They also have to care when their game is getting review bombed. Now let's talk about those reviews real quick, and some of them are pretty vulgar, so I won't go into details. But just like Sony and Helldivers, TF2 and Valve are a whole other story. The fact that people not only review bombed TF2 as like a show of, hey, you need to do something or we're done kind of thing, they began review bombing other games, things like Counter Strike, even the older games like Half Life and CS 1.6, which is, in a sense, to me, what's the point if it's just TF2? It's just one game, it's not all of them. Are you trying to target Valve as like the entire corporation, or are you trying to target one game? You tell me. I don't understand why people went through some lengths to review bomb a game that wasn't even having problems. Like Half Life 2 was fine. There was nothing wrong with Half Life 2. It's TF2 that was the problem. Now, whatever strategy they were using, I probably don't understand because I don't take part in these protests. I'm not really political. But when it comes to a point where even I can't play the game, that's a problem. Because I would love to play a TF2. I would love to engage with the community, make new friends, and explore wacky, crazy, you know, gimmicks or whatever, right? And yet these people, not only the bots, the people are also causing a problem. And some people even go to the lengths of using their own scripts that VAC can't detect, unlike bots. Now here's the thing with Valve anti-cheat. It's only active when someone is reported. What it does is it scans what resources are being used in the computer, and then it scans whatever is using the resources and goes off of that. It also scans specific lines of code. Like, for example, if head, auto, or something like that, Lua, anything, any sort of code, it understands. And they give it a set of parameters. Like, for example, if the words auto aim or bot or anything like that are in the code that is supposed to be illegal in the game is detected, then it removes that user. But only if they're reported, right? It's kind of stupid to me that they developed VAC in a way that it's only active if you report someone, whereas anti-cheats like Easy Anti-Cheat or EAC, like on Rust, if you report someone, they get banned within like 5 or 10 minutes because the cheat becomes it's active. It's like active all the time. Like people get kicked for fly hacking or like just getting stuck in the air for a moment, or like trying to build through a wall or shoot through a wall, or like they're aiming at someone. What I also think is dumb is that Valve doesn't put like employees, which are easily countable as staff members, in the game. Like if you report someone and the anti-cheat detects it, but it can't do anything, then it comes to the admin, like the actual person that goes into the game to do something. I feel like that is a lot better and especially safer as compared to having a script do it. Like, what are you gonna do if you're say you're an anti-cheat for a moment, right? Someone gets reported, and you look through this person's computer and you don't find anything, but they clearly have something. However, this person that made the report, they can't send you photo or video evidence because you're just a script, right? So what do you see? Nothing. You just see a normal player. You, at least. And so this guy that got reported for cheating keeps going, and then finally, on like 2 years later, you ban him because so many people have reported him for cheating. That's not good. Now, in Rust, say you're the anti-cheat script. You get a report. Someone's cheating. Okay, kick them. You get a report again. This time it's another person. Okay, notify an admin. The in-game admin then acts upon what they see. Like, for example, if this person is flicking around with aimbot or looking at someone through a wall, that person doesn't even see them. That's a lot more effective than just giving a script some parameters and orders. It's a lot better. Now, I know I sound like I'm getting off track, but right now, TF2 is in a terrible state. Terrible state. I used to play TF2 quite a lot back then, and I made quite a few friends on it. And now it's just a sitting husk of its former self at the moment until Valve actually does something. Because right now they're just looking for money. That's what they want. It's all Valve wants. Money. So they can develop other things and focus their resources elsewhere. And it's overall just really stupid. Like, if you made a game that is multiplayer that nearly hundreds of thousands play daily or millions within a year, you should take care of it instead of just letting it sit and do nothing. And to an extent, that game is your baby. If you abandon your baby in an alleyway, what are you doing with your life? Because you just left that person there to die. Like, what's the point? Valve. You're killing people at this rate. And by people, I mean your games. You've given up. There's been a ton of slop all over throughout many months of us waiting, you guys doing nothing. Because all you want is that green paper. That's all you want. And I don't mind you having all that green paper, but it's a fucking reward. If you do nothing, then why is it given to you? Right? Think back to when you all were in school in the 90s, in college. You got past that test and you got a reward. You didn't sit there and do nothing in that damn desk in 95 or whatever. You did something to get where you are now. Now, excuse me for a moment while I try to figure out what the fuck is going on here. But anyways. So yeah, TF2 is in a terrible state, and Valve responded finally. But where does that land us in the future? Where do we go from here? Because at this rate, doing one major ban on 20,000 bots, it's not enough. It's not enough. There is tons and tons of problems with TF2. Tons. And focusing more on hardware instead of doing both hardware and software at the same time is not only confusing, but wasteful in terms of resources. But who am I to judge, right? Who cares about me? Just another player. That's all really I have to say about TF2. But right, I'll cut to the chase about my activity. I've I'm sure many of you don't know. I dropped out of high school. Uh, it was mentally destructive, majorly on me in particular, as well as a couple of my other friends. So I ended up dropping out, and I'm now looking to get a job of some sort here in town. And guess where it is? Retail. Oh, fun, right? Well, whatever, because I'm into that sort of work. And I mean, there's no reason to stop me. I need some sort of income. I can't just live off of my parents, even though I'm going to be here for a while longer. I got to do something, right? And right now, I have not many plans to move, but I may do so in the future sometime because, I can't be here forever. Like, what's the point of being here forever, right? Not really one. But I don't have any intentions to leave my family. And right now, I'm not cranking videos as often, so that's why I've been away for like how long? Oh God, 6 months, about without a single upload. I know a lot of stuff has been like all over the place. I'm looking to improve on that when I'm available because I don't know when they're gonna call me about my application. Like, hey, we're ready for you to come in on X, right? So right now, my videos are kind of just everywhere. And I know this is kind of a sudden upload for some of you who aren't paying attention really, and I apologize for that. But I'm hoping it will be better in the near future. And to those of you wondering about my talk for Fix TF2, I'm hoping it does get fixed because I love that game dearly. It's a great game. It's inspired millions and even inspired some other games, even though they're ripoffs. And really, that's about it all I have to say about this situation. I'm just hoping it improves, whether the case be positive or not. But as long as it improves and we see good numbers, you know, bots continue to get banned and cheaters become less and less, and we together as a community actually, work together and communicate, hopefully, and be friendly, it'll work out. But who's gonna say all that and get away with it, right? And yeah, that's uh that's about it. All I have to ramble about. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.